Hey Audrey, comments on week four, setting goals and objectives. You saw in my notes, your post was very thorough. It's very good. I took off 1 point for it being late. 4.2. See my note. I know you've read my note because you responded to me on the logic models and kind of getting clear between inputs, activities, and outputs. So in this and then outcomes. Um, the the inputs in this case will be, maybe the funding, the materials, the skills, the participants um, in the program. You had and then the activities weren't all quite activities, and the outputs really quite weren't quite outputs. So things like outputs that will be things like people completing courses or the programs. Um, um, Things that are sort of directly the consequence of these activities, but in themselves don't necessarily have a meaningful change. Anyway, all that's covered in my note. You had a good stab at trying to map the outcomes to each other, sort of the first or the second or the third order. Um, uh, so that was good because actually, and a theory of change, that's really what a theory of change typically does, is try to show that if we have an intermediate outcome here, it will lead to this, support this outcome here, it will support this outcome here, and that will lead to the change that we're really seeking, recognizing that bringing about change is a multi-step process. So you had a good stab at that, so sort of credit for that. I wasn't quite sure that the causal arrows were all the right way, and in the right um, direction and the right ones. For example, you had reduction in violence leads to increased non-violent problem-solving skills, whereas I would have thought it'd be the other way around, at least, maybe bi-directional. Increased non-violent problem-solving skills will lead to a reduction in violence. Right? That would be the logical way to think about it. Of course, these causal maps, one really big issue with them is, of course, they are a simplification of reality, where actually the real causal map is all over the place, and so there's a sort of bit of a skill involved with saying, well, what are the real core causal elements to it, and putting it down and reflecting on it and using that as both an explanation as to kind of what you're doing, but also as a reflective, is that really what's happening? If we do A, does it really need to B and C and D, or there are too many other things going on? I thought that leads on to your plan with Seeds of Grace, which is a great case study because it clearly does not follow this sort of structured, intentional environment plan as you've noted. So I've you've sort of gone a little bit off script in terms of the assignment, but I think that's fine because um, cause it doesn't quite fit how they have developed. Though you did talk about the goals of the particular garden program, so that has very specific goals. But clearly, these little specific goals, they match up in Carol's mind to some overarching goal and mission, but nobody else, right? And so she kind of dictates or says, kind of, this is how it is, this is what we're going to do. And there's no real way to sort of say, well, is that out of our mission? Is that out of which goals that meet, which goals that not meet, that sort of stuff. And as I said, it's not there's it's not sort of an inherently bad way to do things, but it does carry risks. And one of the risks you even talk about, which is the succession plan, which is, if something happens to Carol, then you don't really have a structured organisation. You sort of have an organisation that does things, but does things according to where the founder and leader wants to take it, rather than here's the direction we're heading. So I think you're on the right path to sort of try to push a sort of more structured approach. I think that will benefit the organisation. So that was a very interesting read there. I hope that I took a couple of points off there because I still think you can go a little bit deeper. For me to get full marks, you really actually show sort of great insight and great detail. Great insight, I guess, into and in this case it'll be maybe about those goals and those objectives, and how they what I don't know what they might be in this new revised structure, where there might be tensions of it, the problems that you have without having a structured goals, things like that. A couple of little points like that, it would make it a bit richer. Anyway, but I hope that explains my grading. All right.